right. Hey guys, how's it going? Let's see how many people drop in here. Welcome, welcome. I quickly need to prepare one other thing. And we can start. All right. Hey, Ghana. Hi. Santiago, welcome. Welcome, guys. Hope you had a great week. Hey, Patu. Yeah, today, like I said today, let's do a stream about how to set your goals. And we're going to do this actually a bit hands-on. Let me stop the music. Okay. So I thought let's do this hands-on, because so what we're going to do is today we're going to look into the topic of how to set your goals, how to advance in your career, if you're a beginner, if you're an advanced person, or if you're already an engineer and you want to become a senior engineer. And the whole topic, why am I doing this? This is because like we have the coaching ready for the next group. Next group of coachees is going to start here. We're going to start next. No, not next. On October the 4th. Actually, let me get this here so I can see your comments. And basically, the idea with the coaching program is, and one of the big things is, I create you a learning plan. Right? So that is one of the big things, creating a learning plan. And that's what I do in the beginning for everyone, create a learning plan and then do a one-on-one session after the kickoff to like discuss, okay, this is what I have planned for you. Does this fit with your goals and with your situation? Right? And this, because so that learning plan, you can also create that for yourself, right? This is just, I'm creating this for people because with my knowledge. But I'm going to show you how I do this and the problems that you have. This is not something that you can do very quickly. But yeah, the idea is after the learning plan is set and we had the discussion, they go into the normal, let's say, structure of working on the project, documenting their work, and then attending the coaching sessions and basically repeating this every week. Right? So how can you start with this? Now, so what we can do, we have a few things here. If you have questions regarding the coaching, we can go through this. I have a few questions actually. I need to open up another window here because I have the questions in my Google Drive. Because I prepared a few questions that people always ask me, and then what we're going to do, we are going to go and we're going to look through a learning plan. Basically, what I always let people do is I let them give them the resume to me. I'm looking at the resume, and also they're giving me 3 job applications or jobs that they want to join. And then after that, they tell me some goals that they have. Sometimes people already have very clear goals of where they want to go and what they want to do. And also there are questions usually, sorry, there are questions that I can answer here And we can go through a view of them. Let me just post them in here. I actually forgot to post them in here. I actually need to go here because I had a few ideas. Okay, so yep, I don't see a lot of movement in the chat. I hope everything's fine with you. Let me know in the chat if there's a problem, if you have questions. Otherwise, we're just going to start. So basically, with me, every student is getting these kind of boards. I love these boards. These boards are super cool because you can add there whatever you want. But now let's look at this. This is one thing I want to actually create a learning plan for the student here. And let's look at the jobs that they actually sent me here. And then let's look into, okay, how does that fit to this profile, and what could we do with this person, right? So the first one here is a senior data engineer job. Actually, this is within Walmart, right? Walmart. Then the second one, LHH, I actually don't know. This is recruitment solutions. It's for some company in San Francisco. Must be on West Coast to hire. Okay. And the third one is with Microsoft, actually. So we have Microsoft here. This is also a senior data engineer job. So, okay, this person already is a data engineer and wants to move towards another role. Let's look at the job. Builds. Want to influence product engineering teams to shape the next generation of data analytics capabilities for Xbox and Xbox platform. Data intelligence. Okay, data intelligence team. Okay, interesting. So we have already three more senior roles here, right? Now, let's quickly look at the student. So data engineering and analytics professional with over 15 years of experience. Okay, experienced person, collaborative style of working across various. So they created basically a quick overview here for the work, before the work experience, summary, key achievements, skills, and then comes the work experience. So data engineering and analytics professional, 15 years of experience, collaborative style, when engaging in leadership transformation initiatives, product mindset, leading product ownership, 3 global SaaS analytics products. So SaaS, some a bit of ETL here. 3 global analytics products, key achievements, data engineering lead, product owner, in B2B SaaS. FinOps, security, change management, banking and insurance industry, managed data center migration, infrastructure and application upgrades, disaster recovery. This is kind of stuff that we're SaaS, we're not using that much anymore in data engineering, but like these are things, management reports, data center migration, infrastructure and application upgrades, collaborated with UX, UI, product engineering teams. Okay. Skills, data analysis, business intelligence, BI, Tableau, Lakehouse, database management, Databricks, MongoDB, SQL Server, Vertica, ERP, Oracle, certifications, some IBM, certified Scrum product owner. Okay. What we see here, this is not very, I would say not super technical, right? We haven't read any Direct development, this is mostly a leadership role, I would say here. Like a liaison between engineering and analytics, I would say. Let's look at the actual jobs here. BI engineer, data analyst, senior data BI engineer, and then senior data engineer, product owner. Okay. So this is basically somebody who comes from analytics, who's coming from BI, and most likely have worked together with other people in the company, and is basically not. This doesn't sound like a hands-on data engineer, but more of I'm working together with data engineers. Lead data engineering and visualization strategies in B2B SaaS workforce for delivering strategic insights to 10 key partners, customers across various regions. Implement multi-tenant workspace, Google Data Cloud, analytics to implement ETL pipelines consuming data from AWS S3. So implemented. Okay, I'm not sure. So there is some implementation, but only S3. So Google Data Cloud analytics tool. So this is again analytics focused, developed, processing, leading in revenue. I always like these kind of numbers. I always don't like. I don't know what you think, how you like this. I don't like these that much. 25% irrelevant workspace ETL pipeline, cutting cost 10% to product analytics features. Platforms. So this is percent increased analytics usage, partnered with UI UX marketing product teams. So as you see, this, for instance, this person here, this is more of a person that, or this already looks like a person that has experience working with people, but this is not necessarily I would say a senior data engineer role as an hands-on engineer. This is already more like I think the product owner part is more fitting here in the grand schema of things. And that's so. These are the things they give me the jobs. We looked at the jobs here. When we look at the jobs, this is so what I usually do. I then look here what you bring. Experience of analytics tools, deployments, hyperscalers, GCP, Azure, AWS, stream and batch process, datasets, low latencies, experience in Java, APIs, CI/CD. So we read nothing from this part from this person, right? Good experience in technologies like Spark, Scala, this Kafka, Hadoop, Scala, and Spark. So they have Scala code for Spark, Hadoop. It's the update with the latest technologies. So experience with Airflow, NiFi, Kafka streams, Druid, and similar technologies. This is all very work closely with stakeholders. This is something that works very well. Core pipeline development tasks. Development is difficult for this person, most likely right now. Implement CI/CD pipelines. This experience, 5 years implementing CI/CD pipelines. Data healthcare claims. This is so specific. Handling handling healthcare claims. Like, what the fuck? And that within Microsoft, that sounded more like a job for this person. Across teams, solve complex technical challenges, develop best practices, improve enhance automated system capabilities, measure success, provide thought leadership, grow and foster. That's bachelor's degree, 10 years of product management, engineering experience in computer science or engineering related technical discipline. This is one that fits very well to this person. Yeah. So this one fits very well. How much is this salary for this job? $117,000 to $250,000. Right. 9 skills match my profile. How many applicants did this have? 623 applicants. Wow. 32 pass day. Crazy. Wow. What's the other one here? Okay. 1,334 pass day. And this one? Where was this one? Walmart? 1,800. Wow. 400 in the past day. Wow. Is that crazy? That's crazy. So you're never going to get this job. I don't even know how they're going to sort out people for this. Crazy. The Microsoft one is, wow. I thought this was already high. Like, wow. Whew. Laughing. That's how. Yeah. Most likely this is super. But this is just a direction, right? For me, when I look at this and when I think about what do I recommend to people, the goal is not to actually get this job. This is just a direction, right? This is where do people move towards. And I think for this person, immediately we can see this, the Microsoft one, this is more of a leadership role. This is they already say this here, engineering teams to shape the next generation of data analytics capabilities for Xbox. That's already a hint, right? The Xbox data platform intelligence team. This is very well geared. Well geared towards this person. So these are we've been looking at two things here, right? We've been looking at the CV and we're looking at the 3 jobs. Now, what does this person actually send me with the goals? And I have been looking at this, of course, before. So the goals that this person, I always say for this person, okay, tell me what are your goals? What do you think you want to do, right? Learn and work with AWS Azure data engineering pipelines. Learn and work with Gen AI ML models for ETL. Get AWS data engineering certification. This is actually something that's cool. Get into a fan company. Well, we see how this turns out. So this is going to be super difficult. First, it doesn't make sense to send in here acronyms. I have no idea what this means. Upgrade skill set in Python. So we see the initial thought process of, okay, I'm reading this. I get the point that this person is more of a product owner / BI / analytics person, and not really the senior data engineer here. That doesn't really fit. That's not like a hardcore hands-on senior data engineer that develop pipelines like a madman. This is more of a product owner role. So most likely this person needs to look at this combination again, right? I think this job actually from Microsoft, this actually works. I still can't get over the Walmart thing here. 1,800 applicants. 67 entry level. Why are entry level people applying to this senior data engineer job? I don't know. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so yeah. So what am I going to do with this person, right? That's for me is always the idea. Okay, what am I going to do? Where am I going to send this person? So what we're most likely going to do is, I'm most likely going to start here with the first part. I'm most likely going to send this person towards the AWS and towards our Azure content that we have in the Academy for preparation. I would say first with AWS, so they can set up a pipeline, a complete streaming pipeline and a batch process pipeline. And then we are going to build on top of this a lakehouse structure. We're going to also, I think CI/CD also needs to go in there as well. And then going to send them towards Python. And for Fang, I think we also need to modify the CV. Yeah. AWS data engineering certification, that is a bit out of scope. We can help. Okay, you asked 2 questions here. Let me see. How do you create a career plan for yourself if you feel like being stuck? As in, are these paths mapped against skill requirements for each path or each stage in the path? So how I would do it, I would always do it like this. Like I've just done this. Where you are, figure out where you are right now. And for that, the stage for me that I send people is, okay, create the CV. Create the CV. Figure out where you are. And then do a bit of research. What are jobs that you're interested in or that can get you forward? And from there, then this combination, this will help you to see where do I need to improve. And for me, because we're going to support this person, for instance, we're going to support them long term. It has to be a plan where they can quickly get started with content that we have in the Academy, for instance, or you could just go on and do a AWS course somewhere, and then you would look, okay, what else can I add there? What skills can I add there that are data engineering skills? Like Python for data engineers here. I think that is missing. Also, this person never even mentioned Python in the CV, so they have to do Python more. And then get more hands-on experience with AWS. Yeah, sorry. There's not really a template that I have that I can share. I have my own template, of course, but I don't want to share this. This is the secret sauce of the Academy or of the coaching. But yeah, so that's the idea, and that's always how this works. When people join the coaching, that's why I write for you every step of the way. This is not a boot camp. This is specific for everyone, right? Setting your goals, create a learning plan. You join the coaching sessions, get one-on-one help with me and also with other people. And we also help with project documentation, giving tips and giving CV tips. And yeah, basically me and Rokia and the others. Maybe a simplified template. I think I could create a step-by-step guide for this. Like that could be possible. Maybe also people could use ChatGPT to actually figure out skills that they need. Sorry, it might be interesting to do. Yeah, I think one of your questions here was how can I improve, and I was talking with one of my students recently, and he had the problem of he was in, like, he said to me, Andreas, I'm stuck at ETL, I'm stuck at SaaS, and the role that I do within the company, they are moving away from SaaS. I need to get more knowledge in other topics like the cloud, to actually make myself valuable again, because I'm afraid that afterwards I'm getting fired. And that's something that's already the first step, right? That's already the first step. That person figured out, okay, what am I good at? What am I doing right now? What is needed in the future? And just like figuring out what is going to be discontinued and where they are moving is a good way of doing this if you want to stay at that company. And then focusing your time and your effort into this niche, into getting more knowledge into this. It's always the same thing, and then split it down into smaller parts, maybe into small projects, and that can absolutely help. That can absolutely help. Sounds great. I was wondering what is next, but you don't know what you don't know. Yeah, that's where you usually then need someone, like in the details, that's where you need someone who can give you a bit of information, maybe a bit of help. But you will get very, very far when you just look at job descriptions. What are people searching for? What skills do they need? This is a big thing. There are, like, I don't like this. For this reason, I asked about typical paths. I don't like this notion of there are roadmaps that work for everyone. I don't think that is true. The people have very different knowledge. People have done very different things in the past. They have their strengths. And so it's not like you can say, okay, that's why I don't like boot camps necessarily, and prefer the coaching, because you can't just send everybody there and think that fits to them, right? So that's why I like the coaching, and that's why I actually like doing this, going in here, figuring out, oh, okay, who is this person? What can they do? What do they want to do? How can we help them? How can I send them to the right information to reach their goals? I think that is very, very cool, and I totally like that. Yeah, let me know if you have questions about this whole thing. Another thing, I'm just going to talk about other things that people were asking me. I've recently been asked. I'm 48. I am 48, and thinking of switching to data engineering. I'm currently in a non-tech role, most customer facing. How can I cope up due to the age factor and career runway ahead? I'm not 100% sure what they meant with this, but like, I know this is a thing when you're older, like 48. I'm also in the 40s now, so what you should do is, I don't recommend making a hard switch. And we were talking, for instance, in our successful job application course in the academy about this. Making a hard switch is always very difficult. Making a hard switch from a BI or analytics guy to then going directly into hardcore data engineering, especially if you're older, because you're basically losing all the reputation, all the experience that you had in that other sector, right? So what you should do is you should more slowly transition then into this. Leverage what you already know, like leverage this non-tech or this customer-facing experience, and then search for jobs that are not necessarily called data engineer, but search for these jobs that are going to give you the opportunity to have both responsibilities, have a customer facing, have a more high level setup, and then also the option of going on and developing, for instance, a bit. So, and that you can do that in many ways, or make a soft switch. Go on to LinkedIn, search for jobs that are not named data engineer, but search for technologies. You could search for Spark, and then like when you go in here, let me show you. Here, when you go in here and you say, okay, let's no, that's not it. Jobs. Yeah, Apache Spark, like here in Germany, right? I looked at that before. So what jobs actually show up here, right? Senior data engineer, senior data platform engineer, head of AI, Azure data architect. Architect could be interesting because that is very often customer facing, right? This is more, can you figure out what people need? Data engineer, cloud data engineer, junior, freelancer. Before I was also seeing other growth and marketing. Oh, that's intern. Let's quickly go further here. Data engineer. When I did this on the other computer, it showed me all kinds of other things. Data manager, like this kind of thing. Data manager, senior sales engineer, right? Could be business intelligence engineer. These kind of things make sense to actually look for. Platform architect, head of data science, analytics engineer, data consultant, right? Consultant, this can also be very interesting if you have a lot of knowledge working with people or a lot of experience and also a bit of basically technical experience, but not super hands-on. Can be very helpful. Specialist solutions engineer, warehousing. Data architect. Software engineer. Cloud engineer. Or just search it. Do we have something with Snowflake? Not necessarily from Snowflake. Business intelligence consultant, platform engineer, DevOps, Snowflake, like these kind of things. So it doesn't necessarily need to be named data engineer. There are many roles that actually fit and that you can use for this. So quickly check something. Am I still live on LinkedIn? It's very strange. I don't know. After the coaching, what are my chances of getting a job in Germany? I'm from Germany. Do you offer any help? And like, what point am I ready for applying jobs? Like, is it like 6 months or before? So first of all, I've been talking about this before on, I think on the podcast, like job guarantees. I don't like job guarantees because that makes no sense. You can't give a job guarantee to people, especially nowadays. That's bogus. People are not really sincere with this. Right now, as you've seen, we were just scrolling through. There were a lot of actually data engineers needed here in Germany. So if you're flexible and you can move around, looks like it's there is opportunity here. People also telling me more and more opportunity for data engineers in Germany is available. So that is something you should look into. I don't think you need 6 months. So the thing is, I always set multiple goals for you. And let's say we start with an AWS goal where you do some data pipelines on AWS and do a bit of warehousing on AWS, and you then modify this project, let's say 3 months. What I would do is I would start with the documentation, and that's always what I recommend to the students. Start with the documentation immediately. Finish this project, make this your own, and then we're going to put this into the CV. We're going to work our magic on the CV, give you a few tips, and then you just start applying. And while you're applying, you're going to continue with the coaching. You're going to maybe go into another platform. Maybe Spark is something you always want to do and what people need in Germany. Then you would go and you would actually do Spark, get further into Spark, document it, put it again in your CV. And so this way you will get better over time. And most likely people are going, like I had students before when I did the old coaching, 4 weeks and people got a job. It's like, it was crazy. Like, I started applying here and there and like, okay, nice. It didn't feel like we've done enough or a lot, but like, this is absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible to do this quicker. Always, of course, if you start from zero, will be a bit difficult, but Justina says here, going from IT support engineer, desktop engineer to data engineering with Power BI project at a current role at SQL Server data warehouse using PowerShell and SQL and Python. SQL Server data warehouse, a relational data warehouse? Sounds strange, but yeah, why not? Is this possible to move there? I think this is a good start. It's a good start. Python is good, that you already have some Python experience. I think you need that SQL Server. I mean, generally, relational databases are very, very important, right? This is the cornerstone of every engineer, relational databases and doing SQL. So if you already know this is, and if you already know Python, this is already half the job done. Now, what I would recommend, this sounds very raw, I would recommend to also add some cloud knowledge to this. I think it's important to do this. But yeah, there is a bit of, let me quickly look at it again. Data engineer with Power BI project control, SQL Server, IT support engineer, desktop engineer. I mean, I feel like you need a bit more knowledge in the cloud, and you need a bit more knowledge in ETL and maybe stream processing. Maybe not. Also, some warehousing would be good for you with something like AWS Redshift or with Snowflake. I think that could also help you. Company didn't want to spend money, and we use SSIS and PowerShell before. No, it's okay. It's okay. Just the thing for you, I don't have cloud knowledge with tools, then get started. It's not difficult. It's not going to cost you a lot. It's like I do this. I have courses, for instance, in the academy with this. It's super simple to do this and to get started. It's going maybe most companies have a free tier. And so this will cost you almost nothing. And like, for instance, just, take a look at take a look at my academy. I think that is something, all courses here. You could start with AWS, you could start with Azure, with GCP, and basically build a complete project where data gets streamed in here, gets put into S3, where you have glue to actually extract data from S3 and put this into a data warehouse. I think these things, and then you can always go on. You can say, okay, let's do some lakehouse topics, right? Let's use Yeah. Let's use the S3 bucket that we just sent the data in, use Athena with the glue data catalog, and use QuickSight to visualize the thing. I mean, these kind of things, and you can do this for everything. You can build a data pipeline on Azure. We're right now working on the second Azure thing, Azure project. Do we have the pipeline here? Realized? I thought we had. Come on. This was basically here. This was with satellite image, and processing the data and building a pipeline. Actually, I think we should do this. We should make this a bit better here. The overview, like this, or you could go on GCP. It doesn't really matter, but it's a great start for you, and you should do this. It's not going to cost you. I mean, it would be great to have a session on how to set goals after becoming a data engineer. Yeah, of course, I get it. This is something that is that's important also for engineers. But I would say the process is the same. The process is absolutely the same. Take a look at what companies require. What if you're a data engineer? What is within the job descriptions for senior data engineers, and then start learning this kind of stuff. If there's a lot of CI/CD stuff in there, maybe you want to get into this, right? Then focus on this and learn it. If there's always Databricks and Spark mentioned, and you have done a lot of stuff but not Databricks and Spark, add this to your knowledge. It's not a big deal, but yeah, the setting of goals is always looking at what do I know, where am I good at, and then figuring out where do I want to go, what are companies actually requiring, and then the difference is just work. It's just work. Like this is just one thing. I mean, you could go here. You could also take a look at something like for instance, Snowflake and dbt. Like you said, you've been working with the warehouse. Take a look at Snowflake and get the data basically into Snowflake, and then use dbt to transform the data within that platform, and bring it from a raw data table, from a staging table, into a gold layer, into figuring out what is the goal that I can resolve, or that I can solve with that data set, and then just doing it, just playing around. It doesn't cost a lot of money. So I've been asked sometimes, like, Andreas, do we need to get our own accounts for the cloud as coaching students? And I always the answer is yes, you need to do this, because this is not a standardized thing that we're doing, and you need to also be learning this. So, but it's not a big deal. It's not going to cost a lot of money, so it's not a problem usually. Something else, guys. I'm here. Let's shed more. What else do we want to talk about? I mean, I think you understand the process, right, behind, and the idea behind this process of setting your goals. And then you make a larger goals, and then you break it down into individual tasks. Like, for instance, what I've done, I've recently, in my coaching board, for instance, I added, meeting notes we already had, and questions, I added an accountability tracker as well. Right? So I think this is also something for you. You need to track your progress. You need to do this every week. I do this every day. I have my tasks for every day, and then you cross this off. This is where most people lack. Also in the coaching is always the same. People are slacking on this. I don't know why. That's why I put this accountability tracker in this week. so that everybody can go in, can say, okay, this is my week, these are my tasks, strike through everything that you have done. Yeah, Suraj, just joined today. Yeah, that's cool. I already saw you already filled out the form, you already gave me some information. I'm also excited. October 4th we're going to start. Yeah, I unfortunately I haven't looked at your details. I just saw that you already finished my first task. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, October 4th is the next one. I know Databricks, Azure, working as an architect. Do I need to do full hands-on? I mean, it's all I always feel like if you're an architect, you should also have some hands-on knowledge so that you know I need to actually fix this stupid microphone. This is squeaking. I don't know if can you hear this squeak? Like, this is so annoying. What did I want to say? I always think like an architect should know a bit of development, should know the coding, because how can you design something really good if you have no idea how this is actually done, actually deployed? I'm thinking of a good analogy for this. Is it maybe that a car salesman that can drive, right? Or a guitar teacher that can't play the guitar or something. I'm not sure if this is the right thing, but you know what I mean? So I think at least you should start. And especially if you have a topic like Databricks on Azure, working as an architect, if this is already such a focused topic, then just do it. Just focus on it. Sandir, sorry, I joined late. Can you show me the topics curriculum that needs to be started from day one in coaching? And can you show the coaching plan if there is any? Now we were talking about this. Let me quickly see. Can I show you some example student board? Which one could I create here or share? One sec. Which one do I want to send you to? Okay, let's look at this one here. No, not this one. Where was it? No, I messed it up. Okay, this one. So I quickly need to copy it. One sec. So here, this is how this can look, right? I'm creating like an overview of your skills and the jobs of a comparison, and then I'm creating the goals. So this has 4 goals: get into AWS, learn the lakehouse concept on AWS. That means working with Athena, working with Redshift Spectrum and S3, learn Spark and use Databricks. This is something that fits to this person. And then Snowflake and DBT, then use DBT, for instance, with Databricks, right? Because this fits to stuff that this person needs, and also this stuff that I have in the academy. And the idea for this person now is to go on to goal 1 and actually then create this pipeline here. This is one of my AWS pipelines that I already prepared for people, where they can start and quickly set this up. And then from this point on, then the goal is to actually improve this. To say, okay, let's use a different data set here. Let's maybe implement with an ETL job an external API. Let's, with that new data set, let's figure out goals, how to store the data, or basically goals, what to do with the data, and then figure out the right storage of this. Because then this person already has the experience, right? So this kind of things, or like with the goal here with Snowflake, the idea, use Snowflake, get some data into Snowflake, and then use DBT to process it. And as I said, maybe switch out Snowflake here with Databricks, and then do the same with Databricks. So these kind of things, that is what we do. And then that's what the student actually goes through, right? The student says, okay, I'm going to start with here goal number 3, because that is right now the thing that interests me the most. Then they're going to start with this. They're going to go through the courses in the academy, and my courses these courses are not big, right? These are not taking 7-8 hours to actually watch all the videos. This is meant for people in 2 hours, give you all the fundamentals that you need, have everything set up, and then they can start improving. Then they can figure out, okay, Andreas used this data set, let's figure out a different one, and we have examples, and feed the data in, maybe through an ETL process, maybe we can stream the data in and then do data modeling on top of it, and then use Power BI to visualize the data. Like, this is always the thing. And there's no really because this is 6 months and I have no week-to-week plan. Your week-to-week plan is to actually go, as I said in the beginning, or as I said earlier, your weekly plan is this tracker here. You have your goals that you want to achieve, or that I set out for you, that you can achieve. Now you are going to make a weekly plan. This would be week, what do we have this week? Week 16th to 22nd of September. And then you write down all your goals that you want to achieve, set up the API, learn APIs, set up an API on, or create, like, learn APIs, create an account on AWS, set up an API on AWS. And then you can just go through and you can track your goals. You can change, and you can also then modify them depending on your speed. How do you show a project on AWS or GCP if you don't have all components as code in GitHub? Make screenshots. Write text. Maybe create a small video. Nowadays you can show everything that you have. You could just record it like this. Or we also had students who said, okay, let me take screenshots. I'm going to take screenshots of individual parts. I'm going to create my own pipeline designs with the icons and explain exactly what I have done there. Add the code there if I have code, right? And then it will become a full picture. And of course, your goal then should be that you use this in interviews, whenever this comes into play, whenever you can actually make a reference to that project. I've done something like this in this project I did on GCP. Right? And that, I think that is a good goal. That is something you can always do. Siraj, yeah, I need to create your learning plan. I'm going to do this soon. I'd love to have a course specifically for neurodivergent data engineers, especially for people with ADHD. It would be great to learn tips and soft skills from an expert who is also neurodivergent. I'm the wrong person here. Maybe I may be it's like it's I always say I'm special. I'm a special needs guy, but I'm not. I don't have ADHD, so I can't help you with this. I think, as you said, it's very difficult to find this out or give tips on this if you don't have it. So yeah. I think Zach Wilson is one of these guys. I think he even has that in his profile. So maybe he can give you, or he has something, a Substack article or something with tips. But I'm the wrong guy here. Yeah. I can't give any tips here. Just, What is it like? Like, does this mean you can concentrate on one of these tasks, or like what's the problem? I'm interested in this. What is the problem here? Just, Biker asks here, I'm working in Germany as a data engineer and have the feeling that at some point your head hits the salary ceiling. Do you recommend getting into freelancing in Germany or consultancy as a foreigner? Salary in Germany is very difficult, and yes, you're going to hit a ceiling. That's the case. It's very difficult to make a lot of money here in Germany. The only thing that you can do is move. I absolutely don't recommend going into freelancing or thinking about becoming a freelance, quitting your job and becoming a freelancer. It's super difficult in Germany right now with the whole economy. So I know people who are struggling here a lot. So that, and also as a consultant, you're also not going to make a ton of money. So I think either you move to a different country, like in the US, where as we've seen here, like a senior data engineer at Microsoft makes, how much did this person makes 117 to 250,000. This one, did this happen? 180 to 240. I think the third one I think the third one I actually removed. This is like, or building a SaaS product and building company, very difficult. If you can make it, if you can create this on the side as a side gig and then move. Yeah. Omer says Germany is not a good place for a freelancer, especially if you're not German. I don't know. I think it changed. The one thing that people are, and a few years ago, the problem was always when people didn't speak German. That was always a thing. I think in France it's the same thing. You should be able to speak German. Otherwise, yeah, people are sometimes a bit problematic. So, yeah. Okay. How is the overall job market for data jobs in Germany at the moment? I mean, we looked at it here. We looked at it here. No, just go here. Let's do just data engineer. Data engineer Germany. How many jobs are there? 1,484 results. Right. Let's just search the first one here in Berlin. Berlin, how many applicants? 82. Munich, 41 applicants. Right. So there are 1,000. What's with senior? Senior data engineer, 670. Cloud engineer, 1,600. Right. So there are jobs available here. It's just you need to look where, if you can move there, and like Messe Frankfurt. Do they have a? Usually in Germany, you don't have a salary in there. Yeah. So. That's something. Biker says, I'm trying to build a SaaS product in parallel in parallel, which very difficult when working more than 40 hours. I can imagine. I know how it is to do everything on the side. I started this whole thing on the side, but you can do it. You can do it. It's just you need to focus. How much time do you spend per day on YouTube? Or doing dumb stuff? It's always the same thing. You have the time. How much TV or Netflix are you watching in the evening? That 1 hour every day? You surely can squeeze this out. I've been doing, like when I started, I'd done coaching in the morning before going to work, and then in the evening, 10 to 11, 10 to midnight. Right? Morning 6 to 7, or was it 5 to 6? I don't remember. So it's so long. So Akash, you can just set of questions you had before. You can just go back. This is a recording. This is also going to stay on YouTube, so you can just go back and scroll afterwards as well. We were talking about the neurodivergent. I can't seem to focus and get a bit disorganized trying to do so many things at once. I feel if I like a topic, I can hyper focus and do it all the way, but need some carrot or stick to get things done. I mean, yeah. The thing is, I can only tell you what works for me. I don't have my book here with my tasks. I have this small. Let me get it. So what I do, I have this planner here, and I write this every day, right? I write this every day, and it's always the same thing. I always write the day, and then the tasks I want to achieve during that day. Once I achieved something, I do a check mark on it, or earlier I was striking it through, but the problem is then you can't read it again very well. So I always cross it out, right? That done. If I didn't do something, I do an X on it, and then the next day I'm thinking, do I want to do this again, or is this something that is not important anymore? And then either I drop it or I add it to the next day, and that's how I move on. And I think that is one of the big parts, being accountable to yourself and having that kind of a tracker. I always feel like the motivation needs to come from yourself. There is no carrot that you have to run, that you can run after. And even if the motivation is just, I'm writing it down, and today I marked 4 of 7 topics that I had on the list. I crossed them off the list. These things are done. And I think that for me, always, this is a super cool feeling. So maybe this helps you focus, but as I said, I do this as an actual book where I can write it down. And then I'm focusing on one topic, and then I'm doing the next one, then I'm doing the next one, then I'm doing the next one. For ADHD people, which I'm part of it, I suggest you study work by writing, which helps to learn and keep track by writing. You mean articles or something? I don't know. So, oops. For ADHD people, which I know that I just read that. I mean, sometimes I don't know. Do you recommend starting a business in Germany or somewhere else? If in Germany, what type of company, such as GmbH? So the thing is, Germany is terrible for, if you want to start a business, go somewhere else. It's terrible. It's like, ugh. You have to do so much stuff. There is so much paperwork and so many things that you have to take care of, and the accounting and everything. It's terrible. Like for me, I'm not a GmbH. I just have a company on my name, because GmbH is basically one of the things. My accountant said to me, GmbH, so this is a limited liability company for everybody outside of Germany, only has 2 reasons. 1, limited liability. So can you get sued for what you do and basically make a mistake and somebody else, for instance, gets hurt? Then you're limited. This is good, except of gross negligence. That is, then you're screwed either way. And the other thing is taxes. You can save on taxes. That's the only reason for the GmbH, or for a limited liability company in Germany. Otherwise, don't do it. But I don't like, if you have the nerves and if somebody can help you with the accounting and so on, that makes sense. But alone, like, I would be screwed without my wife who's doing the accounting, and our accountant actually. So terrible. But I mean, I don't know what kind of SaaS product you want, and just start. Yeah, guys, let's end this stream. We're 1 hour 10 minutes in. I still have, how many topics I have on this list that are not crossed off? They are not crossed off. 1, 2, 3, 3 out of my 2, 4, 6 points today, because today was a bit of a shorter day, and I had larger topics here to do as well. So I almost got half, and I still have 45 minutes until I need to head home to put some bratwurst on the grill. So, do you provide coaching or provide recommendations on such topics like entrepreneurship in Germany? Right now, not. This is a difficult topic. I think the first thing for you should be start focusing on the product and talking about the product and seeing if people actually like the product, and then do the other stuff. Then do the company thing. That's also how I did it, and I think that's a good idea, especially here in Germany. So, okay, guys, thanks for being here. I hope you had a great time. We see each other next Tuesday, and yeah,